All right, students, gather around. We're going to sit on the carpet and we're going to get started with today's lesson. So today we're going to be looking at this book called Stellaluna, written by Janelle Cannon. Can anyone tell me what they see on the front cover? Yeah, we see a bat. Very good. And what do we know about bats? They can fly. Yep, good job. What about these three over here? Are these bats? No, they don't really look like bats, do they, John? What do we think they are? Yes, Sarah, they are birds. So can anyone tell me what we think this story is going to be about? Yeah, maybe about the bats and the birds. Do we think maybe they'll be friends? Okay, that's a good inference there, guys. All right, well, we're going to get started and we're going to see what's going to happen. So, Stellaluna, written by Janelle Cannon. It was a warm and sultry forest far, far away. There once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. I'll name you Stellaluna, she crooned. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stellaluna close to her breast as she flew out to search for food. So it says she's looking for food. What do we think she's looking for? What type of food do bats eat? Yeah, maybe some bugs for sure. What else? What else do we think Mother Bat's looking for? What other types of food are there? Well, I don't know about grass, but maybe some types of vegetation or things like that for sure. What about maybe some fruit? Because we learned about in science class that maybe some animals eat things that we eat as well, like fruit. Okay, let's see what happens. One night, Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit. An owl spied her. Her silent wings, the powerful bird swooped down upon the bats. Dodging and shrieking, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck her again and again, knocking Stellaluna in the air. Her baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. Down, down she went faster into the forest below. Oh no, class. What do we think is going to happen to Stellaluna? Where do we think she fell? To the ground? Maybe she fell to the ground. Well, what do you think is going to happen? She's so little. You're right, class. She is a baby. So do you think she'll be able to live on her own, or do you think she'll need some help? Yeah, I also think she'll need some help. Let's see. One dark, leafy tangle of branches caught Stellaluna as she fell. One twig was small enough for Stellaluna's tiny feet. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. Mother, Stellaluna squeaked. Where are you? By daybreak, the baby bat could not hold any longer. Down again she dropped. So, class, you were right. She did fall, but she landed on some branches, right? But is she sitting right side up or upside down? You're right. She's sitting upside down. And we know that she couldn't hold on for very long, so what happened? She's falling again. Where do you think she's going to land this time? Yeah, maybe she will land on the ground this time. Do you think she'll be okay, or do you think she might be a little hurt and need some help? Yeah, I think she might be a little hurt too. Let's see. Stellaluna landed head first in a soft, downy nest, startling the three baby birds who lived there. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below. She listened to the babble of the three birds. What was that? Cried Flap. I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet, chirped Flutter. Shh, here comes Mama, hissed Pip. So, class, where did she land? She landed in the bird's nest. You're right, like the front cover. So maybe she's Stellaluna, and then these are the three birds. So do you think Mama Bird is going to realize that Stellaluna's in the nest? And what do you think will happen? Do you think that she'll climb into the nest, or do you think she'll try and fly? Well, you're right, Annie. She can't fly because her wings, remember, were so little. So maybe she'll have to climb into the nest with the birds. And do you think that the birds will like her? Do you think that they'll know that she's a friend? Maybe, because you're right, Johnny, they both do have wings. So maybe they'll think that they're the same. Let's see what happens. Many, many times that day, Mama Bird flew away, always returning with food for her babies. Stellaluna was terribly hungry, but not for the crawly things Mama Bird brought. Finally, though, the little rat could bear no longer. She climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. Plop! In dropped a big green grasshopper. So look, friends, Stellaluna is climbing into the nest, and Mama seems to be able to want to help her. Do you think Stellaluna is going to like the taste of bugs? Maybe she'll like them. And do we think she's going to act like a bird, maybe, because now she's in the nest with them? Maybe. And do you think Stellaluna will be able to fly like the baby birds? You're right, they both do have wings, Johnny, so maybe they'll be able to. And what do you think's going to happen next, class? Do you think Stella will be able to grow with them? Maybe because she's so small, right? Let's see. Stellaluna did learn to be like birds. She stayed awake all day and slept all night. She ate bugs even though they tasted awful. Her bat ways were quickly disappearing. Except for one thing, Stellaluna liked to sleep hanging by her feet. Do you think Mama Bird will like that Stellaluna hangs by her feet? I don't know. She doesn't seem very happy in the picture, eh? When all of them are hanging. Let's see. Once Mama was away, the curious baby birds decided to try it too. When Mama Bird came home, she saw 8 tiny feet gripping the edge of the nest. "Eek!" she cried. "Get back in here this instant. They're going to fall and break your necks." So what do we think, class? Was Mama excited that they were hanging or no? No, that she wasn't, eh? She was worried. And what do you think? Do you think Mama is going to let Stellaluna stay even though she's a bat? We'll see. The birds clambered back into the nest, but Mama Bird stopped Stellaluna. "You're teaching my children to do bad things. I will not let you into this nest unless you promise to obey all the rules of this house." Stella promised. She ate bugs without making faces, she slept in the nest at night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stellaluna behaved as a good bird should. Does Stellaluna look happy or sad in this picture, class? Yeah, she looks kind of sad. Why do we think that is? Because maybe she wants to be like a bat instead of a bird? Do you think maybe she's a little scared, a little confused maybe? She doesn't really know who she is? Maybe. Do you think Stellaluna can learn to be a bat? Be a good bat like it says in the story? Or, pardon, be a good bird like it says in the story? Maybe. What do you think is going to happen next, class? Do you think she'll be able to continue to be a bird? Do you think maybe she'll try and be a bat again? Maybe, let's see. All the babies grew very quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them it was time to learn to fly. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Class, do you think that the birds will be able to fly? The birds in the bat Stellaluna? Why do you think so? Because they've gotten a little older? They've grown a little? Yeah, maybe. You think their wings work better? Yeah, that's a good option as well. All right, let's see. Their wings worked. I'm just like them, thought Stellaluna. I can fly too. So, class, do you think they will go flying together, or do you think that they'll realize that they're different? I think they'll fly together too. Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. Class, what do we think happens? Is Stellaluna able to land on the branch like the birds? You're right, Angie. Stella does have bigger wings, and it seems that she has a little bit of trouble landing, right? Why do we think that is? Yep, because she has different feet. Good job. Great work, guys. You're all doing a really good job. Uh-oh. What do we think happens, class? She falls? Yeah, it seems like she doesn't know how. How embarrassing. I will fly all day, Stellaluna told herself. Then no one can see how clumsy I am. Oh, look it, she looks a lot happier. So what do you think she's going to do? You're right, it says she's going to fly a bunch, right? Yeah, let's see. The next day, Pip, Flutter, and Flap and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings. The sun is setting, warned Flitter. We had better go home or we will get lost in the dark, said Flap. But Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. The 3 anxious birds went home without her. Uh-oh, class, what do we think? Do you think Stellaluna's going to get lost in the dark without her friends? Yeah, do you think maybe she's going to be scared? What else do we think might happen? What do we know about bats that maybe we can tell what might happen? What do we normally see bats at home? You see them during the day, or do we see them at night? Oh, we see them at night. So do you think maybe Stellaluna might be able to fly pretty well? Or do you think she's a bird and not be able to see? You're right, Dimitri. You know that Stellaluna's a bat. So let's see what happens. We think that she might be able to fly, right? Let's see. All alone, Stellaluna flew and flew until her wings ached and she dropped into a tree. I promised not to hang by my feet, Stellaluna sighed, so she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. She didn't hear the soft sound of wings coming near her. Who do you think's coming? More bats? Yeah, how do we know that? Because it's dark out? Yeah, good job, guys. Hey, a loud voice said, why are you hanging upside down? Stellaluna's eyes opened wide. She saw a most peculiar face. I'm not upside down. You are, Stellaluna said. But you're a bat. Bats hang by their feet. You are hanging by your thumbs, so that makes you upside down. The creature said, I'm a bat. I'm hanging by my feet. That makes me right side up. Stellaluna was confused. Mama Bird told me I was upside down. She said I was wrong. Wrong for a bird, maybe, but not a bat. More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them the story. You ate bugs? Shuddered one. You slept at night? Gasped another. How very strange, they all murmured. Wait, let me look at this child. A bat pushed through the crowd. An owl attacked you? She asked. Who do you think is asking these questions? The other bats? Yeah, and why do we think they're asking? Oh, do we think maybe one bat could be related to Stella? Like, could they be maybe her mom? You're right, guys. Let's see. Sniffing Stellaluna's fur, she whispered, You are Stellaluna. You are my baby. She's found her mom. What do we think's going to happen now that we've found that there's more bats, that Stellaluna knows she's not a bird? You think maybe she'll act more like a bat, maybe fly in the dark? Let's see. You escaped the owl, cried Stellaluna. You survived? Yes, said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. Come with me and I'll show you where to find the most delicious fruit. You'll never have to eat another bug as long as you live. But it's nighttime, Stellaluna squeaked. We can't fly in the dark or we'll crash into trees. We're bats, said Mother Bat. We can see in darkness. Come with us. So what do you think? Do you think, looking at the picture, do you think Stellaluna will be able to see? Yeah, I think so too, class. Stellaluna was afraid, but she let go of the tree and dropped into the dark blue sky. Stellaluna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. Soon the bats found a mango tree, and Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. I'll never eat another bug as long as I lived, cheered Stellaluna as she stuffed herself full. I must tell Pip, Flitter, and Flap. What do we think is going to happen when we tell the birds that she's a bat? Do you think they'll believe them? Maybe. Do you think they'll be a little maybe confused because they both have wings? Maybe that's true too. The next day, Stella went to visit the birds. Come with me and meet my bat family, said Stellaluna. Okay, let's go, agreed Pip. Let's hang by their feet, and they hang by their feet, and they fly at night, and they can eat the best food in the world, Stellaluna explained to the birds on the way. As the birds flew among the bats, Stella said, I feel upside down here. So the birds hung by their feet. Wait until dark, Stellaluna said excitedly. We will fly at night. Do you think the birds will be able to fly at night? Maybe, because, they do have wings and they can fly like the bats. Let's see. When night fell, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flutter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. I can't see a thing, yelled Pip. Neither can I, howled Flitter. Ah! Shrieked Flap. They're going to crash, gasped Stellaluna. I must rescue them. Stellaluna swooped about, grabbing her friends in the air. She lifted them to the tree, and the birds grasped a branch. Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. We're safe, said Stellaluna. She sighed. I wish I could see in the dark, too. We wish you could all hang by your feet, Flutter replied. Flip and Pap nodded. They perched in silence for a long time. How can we be so different and so much alike? Mused Flutter. And how can we feel so different and be so much alike? Wondered Pip. How can we think about that, class? That it's okay to be different sometimes? You're right, John. Like Sarah has brown hair and you have blonde hair. That's right, but you're still people. And you're still in class, and we all still kind of hang out and we're friends. Kind of like the birds and the bats. I think this is quite a mystery, flapped Chirp. I agree, said Stella, but we're friends, and that's a fact. And look at that, class. They're all still friends, even if they maybe are different, but they notice that they can understand each other and the way that they are able to fly and maybe not fly in the same way, right? Good job, class. All right, everybody, we're going to pack up for circle time and head into recess.